everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So today is my Mimeograph Monday with a twist and I'm going to be casing a project out of the new mini catalog. So I can't actually show you the card that I'm casing because I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet, but just wait. As soon as this catalog goes live, I'll do a catalog flip through with you. But that doesn't mean I can't have fun with the mini catalog before then. So I flipped through there and I'm going to be doing two projects today. So I'll do the one is my version of the one that's in the catalog, and then I'm going to do a twist on it. So this is a real popular series, and if there's ever anything you want me to try, just let me know. If you are new, I am in that chat room during the live premiere. So head on over there. That's where I'll be. If you have any questions, if you want to chat with me and my friends over there, I would love to have you join us. If you are new, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel as well. That way you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so I think I want to stop blabbing so we can get started. So close your eyes just for a second while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, this is a new suite or collection out of the upcoming mini catalog. And I went back and forth if I was going to get it, and I ended up getting it. And now I'm glad I did. So this is the Storybook Friends. So there's a couple stamp sets. There's a couple dies. So here's a cute little set with these fun little critters, bunnies and chipmunks and squirrels, and I think there's a hedgehog. And then there's the Storybook Garden Patch. Now I was almost just going to get this because these images are so fun and the die's fun, but I ended up just getting all of it. So we have Storybook Garden Patch. So this goes with this. So you have a die to cut those out. And then the Storybook Friends. So what really sold me on this was not only because the die cuts out parts of the designer series paper, but you have these really fun little frames that are in there as well. So that's what we're going to play with today. And it has this amazing designer series paper. Now I have shown the paper before because I got the paper before I decided if I needed the stamp set or not. So I did show this paper, but it is so fun because it's got the little die cuts. It also has, look at these buildings. So this is a couple packs of it though. The beautiful strawberry paper. But then it has these, which are awesome little, you could use them on your scrapbook pages or your cards, and they're like perfect little like backgrounds or just pieces that you can add on your cards or whatever. All right, so this is what we're going to use today. So let me get that off my desk. I'm also going to use, this is the Petal Pink scalloped ribbon. So I'm going to use that as well. So the first one I'm going to do, this is the catalog one. So I have just cut myself a 6x6 square of the designer series paper, and we're going to do and I've done these before. This is like a sour cream pouch. So there's different ways to put it together, but I'm just going to use my green tip glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. I'm just going to put a little bit on this edge here, and I'm going to fold it over here. And I'm just going to overlap it just a little bit. And then I'm just going to use the bone folder just to kind of get that good and stuck. Because we don't want to mess with it till it's glued. So I'm going to let this be glued a little bit before I mess with it too much. Now, the sour cream pouches, that's what I call this, because if you go to some restaurants and ask for sour cream, they actually come in these little pouches that look just like this. All right, so I'm just going to let that dry really good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this really quick while that's drying. All right, so I want to stamp a little bit. And this is just the basic beige. Basic beige is one of the colors that are in the Designer Series paper. And there's this little brick design on here behind the bunny. So I'm just going to stamp that on there. I'm just kind of going back and forth so I can kind of fill that in. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a brick background there. Okay. And then I'm going to do my little bunny and some grass. Now the bunny is die cut out with that die from the Designer Series paper. And it actually is, you know, the paper that's on the other side of this strawberry paper. But this comes out of one of those die cuts. So we're going to put this on. Where's my glue dots? So we have my glue dots to put this on. And then we're going to put the bunny on with dimensionals. So this just goes like that. But I'm going to put my bunny on with some dimensionals. And I'm going to see if I can brighten up my screen a little bit here. See if that brightened it up at all. All right, so then our little bunny will go right here, and he's holding that lettuce. All right, so let's see if that brightened it up or if I made it go darker. I usually don't mess with things. Hang on a second. I want to see if that brightens it up. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so now let's bring this over. So we have our tube, basically, and I want to glue this end closed. And I remember we used to have a crimper, and it was fun to do it with the crimper. Well, we don't have a crimper anymore, but if you do, definitely use your crimper. But I'm just going to use my green tip glue, and I'm just going to put some glue in there, just like I did on the other one, just along the edge. And then I'm just going to flatten this out. So I'm just going to bring these ends together. And then I'll take my bone folder again, and I'm just going to give it a good crease so it holds. Now, if you want to put something in this, because obviously you don't want to just give somebody, you know, a sour cream pouch without anything in it. This is when you would add your treats, whatever it is, candy, money, jewelry. You know, I always like jewelry. Whatever you decide, now is when you would put that in. And I'm just going to glue the other end shut. So what you do is this one goes this way, but this one goes this direction. So you're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to glue it. So I'm just going to glue it so it's going to look really cute on my shelf. So I'm going to put my green tip glue in there again. Now, if you are wanting the person, you know, not to have to tear it open, you can punch a hole and close it with a ribbon instead. And then that way the person doesn't have to tear it all to pieces to get their present out. But like I said, I'm just going to put this on my shelf so it looks really cute. So I'm not going to put anything in mine. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just give it a good crease. Squish it really good. And then this is what you get in the store, but it has sour cream in it. So that hence is a sour cream pouch. All right, so now we want to add our little bunny, but they put some ribbon. So I'm going to get some of the really pretty, what I call it, petal pink scalloped ribbon. And we want to, you know, kind of crisscross it like that. So I'm going to put a glue dot on my ribbon. So when I crisscross it, it holds that crisscross. There. So now it holds that crisscross, the loop-de-loop. All right. I'm just going to trim my tail. And then I'm going to put it on right here. Now this is the back, because see, you can see that seam. So just flip it this way so that you don't see the seam. All right, so this is just going to go on the front. So I'm going to put it on with a glue dot, just to kind of hold it in place there. So December the 1st, gosh, this year is flying by, isn't it? All right, so there we have this. And then we're going to put our little bunny on. So I'm just going to put him on with some dimensionals, and I'm just going to straddle this ribbon with the dimensionals, and we're just going to plop him on there just like that. And then I'll trim my tails a tad. And then there is a cute little sour cream pouch. And they're just adorable. And I haven't done one in a while, but when I saw them in the mini catalog, I'm like, oh, that has to be my Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. So there's that. All right, so now we're gonna go to my twist card. Hey, let's get to my twist. So I'm gonna make a card for my twist. I'm gonna use some of the same pattern designer series paper because I really love this strawberry. And I'm going to pick crumb cake because crumb cake is in the designer series paper, and I think it just looks amazing with this theme, right? Because you've got the fun little bunnies and everything. So I'm going to use crumb cake. So I also have a layer of crumb cake, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. So to emphasize that I'm putting tone on tone, and I'm going to have a lot of dimension going on with my embellishments. So I don't want to raise this up as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to kind of rough up the edges with my snips. And what this does is it curls the edge slightly. Just be careful, you don't want to crease it. You just kind of want to rough this up, and it kind of brings that edge up a little bit. But what it does is it makes this paper look thicker. So we're going to kind of get the look of like we popped it up without really popping it up, just because that edge is roughed up. So see, so now when I put it on here, you can see that rough edge. So it just makes a little different look to the crumb cake, so you can tell that that crumb cake has another layer. All right, so I'm going to put this on that piece that I roughed up. And the strawberries really don't have one way or the other. They do kind of twist and turn. All right, so we have our strawberries and those pretty little flowers. All right, and then I'm just going to put this directly on the card. And it gives it almost like a darker shade to it. So see, you can tell that there's another layer there. All right, the inside of the card. Now I'm going to use some of the die cuts with this one. All right, so I have a piece that, because I'm going to use two different kinds of designer series paper on the front, so I'm going to mimic those by putting them on the inside. So this is just a little strip of the strawberries, and it's going to go on top of those beautiful cottages. And before I put that on there, hold on a second, I want to put this little flower. So I always have that. I also have this little flower here, and I'm just going to put this on with green tip glue because this is on the inside of the card, so I don't want to have a bunch of bulk. So I'm just going to put this on the inside, and then I'll put this over top of it. And then we'll just trim the overhang. And I also want to put a little bunny, and I'll put her on with the green tip glue as well. And she's just kind of smelling those flowers there. All right, then I'm going to do a couple greetings. So I have a little strip of paper. And so the front, I want it to say, hello, friend. So I'm just going to go, hello, friend. And then we'll trim that out. And on the inside of the card, I want it to say, some bunny loves you. Isn't that so cute? And I'm just going to put it here. So it kind of looks like she's saying that. And then that's all the stamping I'm going to do, just those two greetings, because I'm going to have the rest of the card be the designer series paper. All right, so let me bring my piece over. Now I have some basic black cardstock, and then I cut out the beautiful cottages, and I'm just going to put that on there, my seal. Okay. And then I picked the Mother Goose, we're calling her. I also picked a little plant and this amazing fence. Now the fence looks white on one side, but if you flip it on the other side, you can kind of see where it was trimmed. I think it's called laser. I think it's cut by a laser, if I'm not mistaken. So you can kind of see the little edge on it. So I'm going to use that side. I don't think it has a right side and a wrong side, but I'm going to use that side of it. So I do want to pop it up. So I'm just going to use the edges of my dimensional so I get a nice skinny little strip. And that's what I'm going to use to put it on the card. So it fits on there perfect. I just need to shorten it a little bit. And one on the other side, and then we'll just put one in the middle, because our goose and our plant is going to go over top of it, so I don't think it'll go anywhere. I don't think I need to put any more than that on there. But that's what I mean. This card has a bit of dimension on it, so I kept some of the layers flat. All right, so that should be plenty for our fence. Now just to get those strips pulled off. I have to get it up so I can see it, my old eyeballs. Okay. And then I'm just going to put it down here. Not quite on the bottom, just so it's raised just a little bit. All right, so let's see here. We want our mother goose. So she's going to go on there. So I'm just going to put a dimensional. She's got one of those little guys on her. I'm going to put one on her head up here. And then I want to put one down here on the ground. So I'm just going to trim these little guys on the bottom. So I'm just going to put her feet down here. So she's just going to stand in front of the fence. And then I'm going to do the same thing here for my plant. And like I said, these were simply from the die cuts. Is where I got all these little pieces I used on this card. But look how cute. You have this little scene now. And I want to take my hello friend. And I'm just going to snip. I'm going to make this one a little longer on this side so it can kind of go up underneath my mother goose. All right, so let's put this on the inside. So this is a real simple card, really, because I'm using the little die cut. So this would be easy to make. Now, you only get 2 sheets of the die cut. So if you want to make a bunch of multiple cards, you'd have to just pick. You know, you wouldn't have a little fence necessarily. I don't know if there's a fence. Yeah, there's no fence that cuts out of those dies, but we have, you know, I'm sure you can find it if you want a fence. There's other dies or whatever, but there's plenty of little critters, so you could make a whole bunch of scenes. You would just have different critters on the front. All right, so let's see here. So I'm going to pop this up. So that's what I mean. This card has lots of dimension going on. So this is just going to go on the inside of this. I just kind of put it in the middle of the strawberry paper. And then we have our hello friend. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut my edge. And I'm just going to stick those on here, and then I'm just going to plop my greeting on top of that. As it sticks to it, right? There we go. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. All right, I also want to use the antique pearls that come with this suite. And I'm going to simply put them around the edge. So you know how I always go odd, you know, I always use odd numbers. Well, this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to use them on the edge here. So it looks like that these little antique pearls are kind of holding or tacking the paper down. So I'm just going to use 4. But I think it totally looks fine when you're using them this way. So I'm just putting them kind of in the corner there, and it just kind of looks like the little pearls are tacking that paper down. And I could, you know, stick one on here if I wanted. Let's see where it could. Oh, maybe what would it look like if I put one here? Now that I'm changing my mind. Oh, maybe I'll put one here. What would it look like? Oh, I think that looks cute. So she has a little pearl on her shawl there. All right. So now I used 5. Okay. So I think that is so cute. All right. So let me show you. So here was the catalog version, the mini catalog version, where it's the little sour cream pouch. So fun. And again, this was the designer series paper. I cut that out with one of the dies. This was one of the die cuts. And then this one for the card, I simply used the die cuts. And all I used the stamp for was the greetings. So cute. So let me know what you think. All right, let me say, see you later, alligator. So I will be back tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. That will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. So don't miss that. And if you have any questions at all, make sure you reach out to me. And I can't wait to see you soon. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.